Hi, good morning, friends. So we are going to continue our topic on industry. The last few classes we were focusing on iron and steel industry, and we compared two industrial centers, one in America and one in India. We compared what are the situations that they have chosen, or what are the situations that affected the choice of the setting up of industry and so on. So today we shall see about another important industry, that is cotton textile industry. So we know, just as the iron and steel industry is important for the industrial development, the cotton textile industry also is an essential thing for human beings, because we all need dress. We need different types of dress according to the seasons and so on. Therefore, it is a very important industry in India, especially the cotton textile, because we grow cotton a lot in our country, and cotton clothes are very suitable for our country as well. So it is very important for us. Let us see about the facts of cotton textile industry. You can follow in your textbook page number 58. Cotton textile industry. So weaving cloth from yarn in inch is an ancient art. So it is not just recently started, the weaving of cloth. Weaving cloth from yarn. Yarn means the thread. So that is not, and it is an ancient art. That means it was started from long ago. And cotton, wool, silk, jute, flax have been used for making clothes. So what are the raw materials that are used for making cloth? One is cotton. Cotton is the most important one. Second one is wool. We have different types of cloths, isn't it? Woolen cloths, cotton cloths, silk cloths, and so on. So different materials are used in order to make different products, different types of clothes. So we have cotton, wool, silk, jute, flax, and so on. Then the textile industry can be divided on the basis of raw materials that are used in them. So based on the raw material that we are using, the textile industry can be divided. If you are using cotton as a raw material, then it will be called cotton textile industry. If you are using silk as raw material, then it will be silk textile industry. Or if you are using wool, then it will be woolen textile industry. So depending on the type of raw material that we are using, we can divide them into different groups. Then apart from these natural raw materials, there are also artificial raw materials are there, or synthetic raw materials are there, which are made by human beings. So cotton, silk, jute, and so we are not creating, we are only just cultivating them. But there are other types of raw materials are there which we are able to make artificially. For example, nylon, polyester, acrylic, and rayon, and so on. So they are also used for making different types of clothes or textile items. So they belong to different category. They are not natural things. They are artificial things made by human beings. So that can be another type of industry. Then, so fibers are the raw materials of textile industry we use. Then fibers can be natural or man-made. So natural we already said, cotton, silk, jute, all these are natural, and nylon, synthetic, nylon, polyester, acrylic, all these are synthetic raw materials. Then fibers are obtained from, natural fibers are obtained from wool, silk, cotton, linen and jute. So we cultivate them. We cultivate cotton and we get cotton for making cotton clothes. If you cultivate silkworms or grow silkworms, then we get silk for making silk clothes. Or if you make the wool, if you grow sheep, we can cut the wool from them and use that wool for making woolen clothes and so on. So they are all not created by us but naturally made. We are only cooperators. We are cultivating them or we are growing them. But other things like nylon, polyester, acrylic and rayon, they are not grown anyway, but we are mixing different chemical compositions and they are produced in the factory. That is how artificial ones are made. So they are called man-made. Another ones are called natural made and so on. So that is just introduction about the tech in the textile industry. What type of raw materials that we use, what type of man-made raw materials we use and so on. Now let us see about a little about the word, how this textile, the word came about. You will find it in your textbook in the left side. There is a column, word origin, how this word originated. So the term textile is derived from the Latin word textere. So the Latin word says textere, and the meaning of textere is to weave. To weave. We are weaving the clothes, shawl, and so you might have seen your parents or grandparents, they sit and weave the cloth, shawl, muffler, and so weaving. So that is the meaning of textile, textere. In Latin it is said textere. So when it is converted to English, it became textile. So remember, the original word was coming from Latin and it means weave. Now let's come back to the text again. The cotton textile industry is one of the oldest industries in the world. You can underline, which is one of the oldest industries in the world. It is the textile industry. Till the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, cotton cloth was made using hand spinning techniques or wheels and looms. So in the 18th century there was Industrial Revolution. What is this Industrial Revolution? So people began to invent a lot of machines and a lot of factories were set up and a lot of things were produced with the help of mills, factories, machines. That is called Industrial Revolution. So till that time, till the Industrial Revolution started, the people were weaving the cloth using hand looms. They were not using machines. So people will be sitting down and weaving little by little, and it will take days and weeks or even months to finish up a big piece of cloth weaving. So it was very slow process and the production will take so many years or so many days, and it will be very expensive as well because a person is working for so many days. But once mills were established or machines were established and started to work with the machines, the production became very fast. They were able to produce a lot of clothes. So that was the Industrial Revolution. So not only in this textile industry but even in other areas, the machines were introduced and the production was done in large scale with the help of machines. So that happened from 18th century onwards. And now we are in which century? We are in 21st century. So some 200 years ago, people were not using machines. The machines were not available. Mostly all the works were done by hand. And so afterwards the Industrial Revolution started. People invented a lot of machines, and with the help of machines we were able to make a lot of things, produce a lot of things. And in the 18th century, power looms facilitated the development of cotton textile industry, first in Britain and later in other parts of the world. So in the Industrial revolution started in the industry in the 18th century, and Britain was one of the first ones to use machines, power looms. So long people were using with the hand the looms managed by human beings. Now power looms are there, running with engine. So they established this one first in Britain, and then it started to other parts of the world as well. So once the Britain invented these power looms, many other countries also started using it. Then today India, China, Japan and the USA are the important producers of cotton textile. You can underline. So which are the countries at present leading in the production of cotton textiles? So India is one of the leading countries. India is there. After India it is China, Japan and USA. These are the countries that are leading in the production of cotton textile items. Then India has a glorious tradition of producing excellent quality cotton textiles. So India, if you go back to our old traditions, we will find people were producing cotton clothes that were of excellent qualities. So it was even exported to other countries. So people were very expert in our country to weave clothes, not with power looms, but even before power looms were invented, people were weaving with cloth, weaving with hands, and that was very good quality one. And India is very well known for the clothes that it made, especially the cotton clothes. Then, before the British rule, Indian hand spun and hand woven clothes already had a worldwide market. So, before the Britishers came to India, the Indian cloth was very famous in the world market. Many countries, people like to buy the cloth that was worn by Indians, by hand, not by machines. Before machines were invented, the clothes that were worn by the Indians by their hand, and that was very famous all around the world. Then the muslins of Dhaka, the chitnas of Masulipatanam, the calicoes of Calicut, and gold wrought cotton of Burhanpur, Surat and Vadodara were known worldwide for their quality and design. So in different parts of India, clothes were made, different variety of clothes were made, and they were known by different names. So some of the names, let's see. The muslins of Dhaka. So those days Bangladesh was not separated from India, it was part of India. And so the cloth that was worn by or made by people of Dhaka, it was known as muslins. The name of the item, the name of the cloth was known as muslins. Then people who were living in Masulipatanam, they were making a cloth called chitnes. Chitsas. The cloth that was made by Masulipatanam people were known as chitsas. Then the people of Calicut, the Kerala, they were making a cloth called calicoes. Then gold wrought cotton. So people of Burhanpur, Surat and Vadodara, they were making a cloth with a gold wrought. That means you are having golden color, golden lines were there. So people were making different types of clothes from different parts of India, and it was world famous. People like to buy that and like to use that in the foreign countries. Therefore, India was very well known in the world market for the special type of cotton cloths. Then, but the production of hand woven cotton textile was expensive and time consuming. So India was very expert in making these things, but what happened was the making of the cloth, it is taking such a long time because making with hand. And so since they have to work many days to complete one piece of cloth, the price will be very high because so many days of labor charge is there. So the price becomes very high. So the production is very slow. At the same time, the price is very high as well. That is the problem the people were facing. So hence, traditional cotton textile industry could not face the competition from the new textile mills of the West, which produce cheap and good quality clothes through mechanized industrial units. So, Indians were managing with this traditional way of weaving with hands. Meanwhile, in the Western country, in Britain, America, and so, they began to use machines. They began to make cloth with the help of machines. And the cloth that they were making with machine was much more faster than what we make with hand. So, when we take so many days to complete one cloth, they are able to make in a day so many clothes. So, the production is much faster in the machines. And so the price will be cheaper. They are working one day and they are able to make so many clothes. So the price will be cheaper. They don't have to pay so many labor charge because they are working only one day. But India has to work many days in order to complete one cloth. Therefore, including all that labor charge, they have to pay very high price for the clothes. So that way there was two types of clothes were there. In India we were making quality clothes but costly clothes because it is made with hand. But in the other side, in the Western country, they are also making quality clothes but not with hand but with machine. And theirs is very cheap and good quality. So there is a competition. Those who are making clothes with hand and those who are making clothes with machine. And naturally, who will be the winner in that competition? Indians are able to make quality clothes, of course, but they are making very slowly because they are using manual power. On the other side, they are making plenty with the help of machine. So theirs is cheaper also. So who will buy whose products? People will buy India's product or the Western product. India's products are very costly and the Western products are very cheap. So naturally people will buy cheap things, isn't it? So always going for buying Western clothes, and the clothes that made by the Indian weavers, it was laying down there. Nobody was buying because it is very costly. Cheap one is available, and therefore Indian weavers were struggling to compete in that competition, to stay on in that competition. They were struggling. They were not able to compete with them because they are going on producing plenty of clothes. And Indians are struggling and making little bit. So naturally the competition, Western countries were getting more profit because they are able to sell more products. And the first successful mechanized textile mill was established in Mumbai 1854. So we come back to India again about 18th century or 19th century. It was the first mechanized mill. That means the first cotton textile mill running with machine. Mechanized means running with the help of machine. So it was started in 1854. That is in the 19th century. So in the West, the Industrial Revolution started in the 18th century. But in India, it reached 100 years later. That means we are very slow. So it was in Mumbai, the first mechanized mill started. You can underline when was the first mechanized mill was established in India and where. So it was in 1854 in Mumbai. The warm, moist climate, a port for importing machinery, availability of raw materials and skilled labor resulted in rapid expansion of industry in this region. So it was started with just first mill in Mumbai. Then the situation was very favorable for the growth of cotton. For example, what climate the climate is suitable for the growth of cotton? The climate should be warm and moisture should be there. So these climates are very exactly fitting in Mumbai area. Therefore, and that surrounding area. Therefore, a lot of cotton is cultivated there, and the cotton is used for making the textile industries. So that is one reason why this industry is spread far and wide. Then other things that influence the spreading of this industry is the importing of machinery. So in India the machines are not made, we have to bring from Europe or western countries. And so there is a port in Mumbai, there is a seaport, so we can carry this machine by ship and bring to India. So because of that seaport, the machines were imported and it was established in different areas of Mumbai, more and more mills. Then availability of raw material, that's the most important thing. Just getting the machine alone is not enough. We need to have a lot of raw material. What is raw material? The cotton. So a lot of cotton is grown, especially in the area where there is a black soil. That area is very good for the growth of cotton, and it produces a lot of cotton. It grows very well. Then other thing is the skilled labor. People who lived in this Mumbai area, they are skilled. They know how to weave. They know how to operate the machine. And so because of this skilled labor, people were starting more and more cotton textile mills. So more people can work there and so on. So because of all these reasons, the industry began to spread in Mumbai. So it was started with just one factory, but then because of the availability of cotton growing their raw materials, then the availability of the seaport through which they can import the machines, and a lot of people, qualified expert people are there, and because of all these things, more and more factories were set up, and Mumbai had plenty of cotton textile mills. Now initially this industry flourished in the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, because of favorable humid climate. So in the beginning, this textile industry was flourishing or establishing very well, or spreading very fast, only in two states like Maharashtra and Gujarat. What could be the reason? Because this area climate is very good for the growth of cotton, and so where there are a lot of raw materials are there, that place will be chosen for setting up the factory. Otherwise they have to carry raw material from far away. That will be increasing the expenses. So where the raw materials are growing, that place is chosen for establishing the factory. And so in the beginning it was Maharashtra and Gujarat because of the good climate they have. But today humidity can be created artificially, and raw cotton is a pure and not weight losing raw material. So this industry spread to other far places as well. So when we consider this industry, we know today even the climate we can make artificially. You might have heard about greenhouse effect and so on. So by making a greenhouse, you might have seen the roof is made with green plastic sacks. So inside a lot of trees are grown, plants are grown, flowers are grown. So it is to create a different climate, that is called a greenhouse effect. So inside it will be more humidity can be there, more cold can be there. Outside the temperature may be different. So we can create a separate area with a different temperature where this type of cotton can be grown. So before natural climate in Mumbai and Gujarat, and now artificially that same type of climate is created in other places as well, so that cotton can grow anywhere, and therefore this industry also can be set up in other parts of India. You will see again in the right side a little bit of general knowledge is there. Do you know that first textile mill in the country was established at Fort Gloucester near Kolkata, in 1818, but it closed down after some time. So earlier we said the first successful mechanized textile mill was established in Mumbai 1854. Now we say the first textile mill in the country was established at Fort Gloucester near Kolkata 1818. So that was closed down after some time. So it was not successful. So in the case of Mumbai we say the first successful mill. But the first original mill was set up in Kolkata, but it was not successful. After a few days it was closed down. That is why we make a two distinctions. First successful industry was set up in Kolkata, in the Mumbai, but another one was started much earlier in 1818. That was in Kolkata, but it was not successful. Then now at present we can say this textile industry has been spread over different parts of India, like you can say Coimbatore, Kanpur, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Kolkata, Ludhiana, Puducherry and Panipat. These are some of the important centers at present where these textile industries are set up, where these textile industries are flourishing. So lot of areas are there. Earlier we said it was only in Mumbai and Gujarat. That was because of the climate. Now we are creating artificial climate in different places so that cotton can grow there also, and wherever there is a port we can import the machinery or the machines from other countries and start this growth of cotton there and establish the cotton there. So we see cotton industry has flourished in India. It was started late, but now because of the availability of raw materials, availability of skilled labor, availability of the port facility, it has spread to other parts of India, and almost every state the textile industry has been set up. So that is the little knowledge, or that is all about we have about industry and textile industry. And we also have little general knowledge there again in the left side column of page number 16. About 1/3 of the Indian textile industry's total production is exported. So we said we have so much of textile industries are there, and 1/3 of the total production, 1/3 means some 33% it is exported to other countries. That means we are getting a lot of money from foreign exchange. We are selling to the foreign country and we will be getting their foreign money, and so that will help to us to improve our economy as well. So we wind up today, and the next class we shall compare again two centers which are expert or which are very good for this cotton textile industries. We will compare them and see what is difference. One in Western country, another one in India. We shall see them in the next class. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.